Karen from the Beyond IVF Baby channel. I have a big update for you, and you've certainly waited long enough. Let me take you back to December. I had two consultations, one with ARE, who I really liked. He is a doctor noted for being a specialist who works with GOR women, so diminished ovarian reserve, also women who have been told donor eggs are their only chance of having a baby and stuff like that. So he was very encouraging, and should I decide to do IVF ever again, this would be the doctor I would really want to work with, despite the costs and everything like that. So apart from that, knowing I have like something possibly to do in the future, I'm also working very closely now with a reproductive immunologist. This doctor is based out of Chicago, and I was very impressed. So she really strives to help women who've had losses or who simply can't get pregnant. So when I went there, they took about 21 tubes of blood, and they did a scan, an ultrasound. They also did a special ultrasound for my neck area to check my thyroid and all these things. So they were very thorough, and we found some interesting findings. One, I did definitely have PCOS at one point, and I still have inflammation or blood factors that indicate that. She also found what looks like endometriosis, so I'm going to follow up with that with a NOOK doctor later. In March, I have a tentative lap procedure planned. And she also found I have a lot of inflammation. That was both through the blood, and then of course endometriosis is a noted inflammation marker. So she's put me on a higher dosage of certain over-the-counter medications such as vitamin D, vitamin E, higher dosages, some other common fertility over-the-counter enhancement type of medications and stuff. She also put me on a prescription which really helps with the PCOS conversion. There's the conversion with the testosterone and estrogen and all that. So basically, if the number is kind of out of whack, too high, too low, it's really a poor environment for an embryo. So it's really not good, especially combine that with the possibility of endometriosis, another bad factor, and then with other factors that my blood indicate are causing inflammation in my body, which are going to cause inflammation to a embryo or fetus. So we're trying to calm those particular areas down. I'm still doing acupuncture, so to help encourage blood flow and things like that. So everything is going to hopefully be working as best as it could possibly in the next couple of months. Now, the reason why I have been a little bit absent is because I did have two losses. So one in August, which was a biochemical, and then I found out I was pregnant in November again, and this pregnancy lasted up until the end of December. And then we found that it was a miscarriage, and we did analyze everything and found out it was a chromosome division error. So again, what we can conclude from all this, and before I was actually went to my consults, is that we now know all this inflammation is not good for an embryo, and it's definitely causing a lot of problems if I do get pregnant. So hopefully with the new supplements and procedures, things are going to be more successful for the next time. So as I was hinting, I found a NOOK surgeon, which is very important. She is going to do my lap procedure in March. So by the end of March, I will have fulfilled the deductible for my insurance, because it's about $4,000, something like that. So hopefully, this is going to be useful. I have read that women, and I've been told by another RI, one that was too pricey that I simply could not afford, that basically after having a lap, a woman usually has a heightened fertility for a period of time. Especially if there is endo and it's removed. To remove that inflammation is going to help the body just handle a pregnancy or fertilization, all that kind of stuff a lot better. So hopefully I do have such a positive effect. And then the next step is what's going to happen in May. So basically in May, I have plans to work with a doctor who is Serbian, and he works out of 2 different hospitals for a stem cell treatment to the ovaries. I'm choosing to most likely go to his Macedonia clinic, and I'm working on all the blood work and labs and stuff that he needs to put a game plan going for me to make sure I'm a good candidate for the stem cell. So he does the more invasive, the bone marrow, but he have had success with it. Women have become pregnant. Women have actually carried babies to term and had successful pregnancies. So it's not just getting pregnant, but staying pregnant and then delivering a healthy baby, which is the ultimate goal. So that's the next plan. And if anything, you know, it is pricey. It is definitely less than the cost it would be to do it in Augusta. They're doing they're doing a trial, clinical trial, and it's about $30,000. And I think they only do 1 ovary. But there it's about half the price, and I kind of look at it, you know, instead of doing an IVF, hopefully I can do this procedure and have a natural pregnancy again. And also the stem cell, it looks promising. It looks like it can delay menopause, or it can reverse it if you start the process early enough. And since what is kind of unusual about my particular case, my AMH levels are still quite high. They're still over 1. So basically they were that in July. They had, you know, gone up to that amount in July, and they're still at that level. However, what is unusual is my left ovary doesn't have any follicles. It didn't before my most recent pregnancy, and it doesn't now. So it's kind of like quiet or asleep. The right one is working, but it doesn't have many follicles either going. The last scan only showed 1. So that's certainly showing a slowdown, which is concerning, even though the misleading, you know, thing could possibly be is the AMH. So once I get my FSH and LH numbers as well, that's going to be more telling, and basically kind of giving me like a stronger hint or feeling of, you know, how much time do I have possibly before I transition from peri to full menopause. So we'll see what's happening there, and of course I will update you hopefully in March after my lap to share how it went, if they found endometriosis or endo, which is another common form, which is probably what I do have. I could have both. And then we're gonna kind of, you know, just try to, you know, continue the acupuncture, continue healthy, you know, eating and exercise and all that kind of good stuff to keep my stress levels down, so that, you know, hopefully this summer is going to be the time to, you know, have a successful pregnancy and, you know, have that baby that I so want. So until next time, stay strong. I hope you guys are sharing my journey to other women who are going through similar struggles, especially women who have been told you need donor eggs, you have diminished ovarian reserve, your ovaries are failing, all this kind of stuff. Please try to be an advocate for yourself and get as much testing as you can before you start treatment. And I mean, I can't stress that enough. It's amazing that, you know, now 6 years into the journey, we're finding out, we've confirmed that, ooh, looks like I have endo, ooh, looks like I had PCOS. So make sure you know what you have going into your journey. It's going to save you time and a lot of money. It's better to go ahead and spend the money and do the test to make sure. And, you know, in that case, perhaps if you only have a budget for one IVF, at least you have put, you know, everything you could into it, and you know everything that you possibly can. Until next time, peace out and have a wonderful journey. Bye.